don't know. I think being in the government is more than an ego trip. Because that's Kristi Noem, the Department of Homeland Security secretary, on a horse in South Dakota on a work day. Every day is a work day when you're the DHS secretary. We got a lot of things going on. She's a great person, I'm sure, but less time on the horse and more time at the office with the files, okay? We know you look great, but I think there are more important things to do.
Wow, looks like DHS Secretary Kristi Noem has lost favor among some on the right. And her role as DHS Secretary could be in jeopardy as a result of that. At least that's what various reports have been airing in recent months. And these allegations are really heating up. Now, insiders say that she might even be out of a job in the new year. Cenk, what are your 2 cents?
Yeah, is it really because of that ad? Is it really because she's not doing a good job at Department of Homeland Security? Or is it because of who she's sleeping with? That's real. And so we're gonna tell you all about that. And then we'll all decide together what's the real reason that she might be on the outs.
And we will also get more of Greg Kelly's arguments against Kristi Noem and how annoyed he is that she's on a horse. But nonetheless, let's move on. So the distaste for Kristi Noem actually goes beyond Newsmax, it seems. So rumors that Noem may soon lose her job have been circulating for weeks. So first, there was a CNN report, this is weeks back, and it noted that she's in a list of cabinet officials who could be let go by the Trump administration. The report claimed that while Trump himself has been pretty happy with Kristi Noem, it turns out that top White House officials have actually grown frustrated with her tenure. Then you have the Bulwark, which I should note is pretty hostile to the Trump administration. These are mostly like never Trump Republican types, but nonetheless, they spoke to 3 former DHS officials who served in the Biden and Trump administrations. Now, they're still in regular contact with the current staff, who confirmed that talks about potentially replacing Kristi Noem are in fact taking place. 2 of these officials said that they believe such a move could happen really soon, relaying that they've been told Noem has been taking on less of a role in directing department memos. But they and the 3rd official also cautioned that the situation is fluid, okay? So in addition to that, you have the Bulwark reporting that Trump could decide to let Noem oversee the launch of new enforcement operations planned for January and February. And as always, the president's views are fickle and often heavily influenced by the latest person to grab his ear. So what is Noem doing that's leaving a sour taste in the leadership's mouth? It's a weird way of putting it. It's probably because of the fact that she's allegedly having some sort of affair. I don't know how true this is. These are the rumors that she's allegedly having an affair with former senior Trump advisor Corey Lewandowski. Okay, so one DHS official told the Daily Beast that things are effed. It's horrible. They're going to destroy this place. I'm just hoping the new secretary gets here in time. So the affair is allegedly DC's worst kept secret, as it's being referred to in DC, I guess. And while the romantic relations have been repeatedly denied by both parties, there's really no hiding how close they are. So Lewandowski is also known as Noem's gatekeeper, traveling with her, weighing in on personnel matters and shaping DHS enforcement. Now, keep in mind that Lewandowski is right now an unpaid special government employee. And based on what our laws and regulations indicate, he can only work for 130 days per year in that type of position. Axios is reporting that the White House has already begun quietly, investigating whether he's been undercounting his days. Now, last month, the Wall Street Journal reported that Noem and Lewandowski attempted to order 10 Spirit airline jets without realizing some things. So let me get to the details. Officials across ICE say that Noem and Lewandowski have directed them to use a $170 billion infusion of cash from Congress to launch splashy ideas that have proven ineffective or impractical. So the pair ordered ICE officials to buy 10 737 jets from Spirit Airlines that they said would be used to boost deportation flights and for their own travel, according to people familiar with the matter. Some officials warned the pair that the effort would be prohibitively expensive compared with hiring more flight contractors. But once officials looked into the proposal, they learned that Spirit, which filed for bankruptcy for a second time in August, didn't own the planes. The planes also didn't have engines, which would need to be purchased separately. They're really killing it over there at DHS, really dotting their I's, crossing their T's, thorough work. Cenk.
Yeah. First of all, I wouldn't even make undocumented criminals fly on Spirit. That's too cruel. Okay.
Agreed.
Second of all, there's a couple of different issues here. One is the incompetence. The other is potential corruption. And the third is this affair that they're having. And there's a couple of, or potentially having, and a couple of different reasons why that might bother people, right? So number one, the incompetence is obvious. I mean, the people are like, look into the planes you're buying, please. And they're like, oh no, we got this. And it turns out the planes don't have engines. No, you obviously didn't have this, and you're buffoons. Which then leads me to the question of why do they want to buy those planes in the first place? So what the Trump administration has done is loaded up the Department of Homeland Security and the Defense Department with a massive, unprecedented amount of pork. And I guarantee you those places are going to get robbed blind. Corey Lewandowski is one of the worst actors in politics. And so Trump generally likes him because he's such a terrible guy. And since Lewandowski will do the dirtiest tricks and has not in the past seemed to have much problems with corruption, peas of a pod, right? So that Trump likes him for that, and they used to work together, to be fair to them, effectively in 2016, and then obviously they won the presidency. But he's had a falling out with Lewandowski because Lewandowski, according to these rumors, keeps having sex with people that Trump likes and finds attractive. And so before, in the first term, it was someone else in the White House. I don't even want to say the names, because I have no idea if these are true. But this one, like literally everyone is talking about how they're both married and they seem to be having an affair for a long time. They do these splashy things in public that are like outrageous. So Trump no like that. And then there are others who go, well, wait, I thought we were family values and this isn't a good look. But I think that the family values thing is probably the very, very least relevant thing there is, because that's like Republican 101 to go, oh, we're for family values. And then have them do all sorts of terrible, immoral things. But so out of all those, Anna, what do you think is the real reason that she might be on her way out?
You never know what's happening internally. Usually there are conflicts and beefs that we're not privy to. And this is politics. I mean, I think that DHS under Kristi Noem has been plenty vicious, and that's what the Trump administration likes and wants. So I think that there might be something that we're just not aware of that has led to some people souring on Kristi Noem. But I will say this, I don't think her cosplaying and all of her photo shoots really did much to garner favor among voters. And I'm talking about, Republican voters. So maybe that's part of it too. Who knows? But I'm going to wait and see what happens. I mean, for now, these are rumors and, some reports based on sources who don't want to go on the record. So you should take it with somewhat of a grain of salt.
Yeah, super last thing on it is, look, is Trump going to fire her for corruption or incompetence?
No, he loves that.
Of course not, right? That's not the bug, that's the feature. So whatever it is, it's personal. And it might not necessarily be the affair, it might be something else. But Lewandowski rubs a lot of people the wrong way. Apparently he rubs one person the right way. Anyway.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And so we'll see how it plays out, but none of this helps the voters at all. And planes should have engines. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.